Good evening. It is Wednesday, hump day. I had to go in the office today. Ow. So, if you didn't see my last one? Yeah, my last one. Did I mention it or did I? No, I had a tooth pull pretty much last week. Tooth extraction. So, I'm going to do a bridge, do an implant, do a bridge because I have another implant. And that's the course in a few months. And then a few months after that, still a little sore. I have not used pain meds today, so progress, because I have a high tolerance, usually pain tolerance to like surgeries and things like that. But maybe because I'm getting older, that's not working anymore. I don't know. So I've usually, like after day one, I'm not on any more pain meds at all. Because I've had like serious surgeries where the next day I literally wasn't on pain meds, and then like 2 days later I was driving. That's probably because my mother doesn't drive in Phoenix, so if we wanted to go anywhere, pretty much it was me driving. So if I had to put a pillow in my lap, I did. So yeah, I was in office today. I had to pick up some equipment, and tonight is a filmmaker event that I need to go to. So I'm not doing like a lot of makeup or anything like that. It's just film. It's listening for like 2 hours, taking some notes, things like that. I just even out my face kind of thing. Nothing too spectacular, but more than waterwork, which eyebrows, and I had a different lippy on. So this is the e.l.f. Squeeze Me Balm in Strawberry. So the fact that I can move my jaw like this right now is a vast improvement, because it was a while before it was happening. So, progress. I'm still on antibiotics, which means I'm not drinking, and I drink a lot of water. It's the CoverGirl, just for a little extra, because I took off the lippy I had on earlier. Lips definitely dry. Okay, saw me just do what I did. So let us put on the primer. I might have to get up in a second because I'm messaging somebody, because the cord I needed, the one I have does not work. And finding a cord or an adapter in the store, I might have to go back to work to pick up a new cord. So if I get up real quick, that's why. Okay. And then, so like I said, I'm kind of being light with it, but also some coverage. And some new techniques. I literally, this afternoon, learned a new technique about something, so I'm going to try that. And my eyebrows are oily. So first what I'm going to use a little corrector. The Black Radiance. In February, I'm going to try to use mostly black cosmetic brands. Black Radiance, I don't, just because black's in the name. And they cater to black people, but I, again, don't know if it's actually by a black company. I need a, okay. It's not coming through the thing, as you see. It's kind of, but not really. And I like this one, that's why I was trying to use this one. I think I need to unclog it. Try not to get it on my clothes or anything else. And I'm trying to do a rather fast video, so yeah. We will put this, we're not going to even count this as something I used. That over there, that needs to be fixed or corrected. So we'll be using Live Tinted and Found. Oh, I forgot how it goes up. Somebody just sent me a... Oh, that's a little dark. When did I cut my hair? Saturday? I think I cut it, yeah. It was raining. It's Saturday night. Today was like the first day there's like a lot of sun out versus what we've had for the last few days. It's been cloudy, overcast, rain. I know it rained in San Diego. There's flooding, like really bad flooding in San Diego. I was just reading about that earlier today. It rained a lot here. I'm sure it flooded somewhere too, like in the boondocks or something. But I didn't see that because I didn't check the news for local stations or anything like that. Because I was busy adapting to this new equipment we had at work. It wasn't just me, other people too. Sometimes I'm like, okay, my technology not inclined. Certain things I can get right away, but like I'm like, I need instructions. You give me instructions, I can read instructions, I can follow instructions, but it's something new. I'm just like, okay. I'm like, can you give me a hand here? Something. So it's a little frustrating at work for a few hours. You see, I have no eyeshadow on, like I usually do, because again, I was trying to get this cord that I need, so I was busy dealing with that, and I left work a little early because I was talking with one of the people at work about the Cowboys' loss season. But I still got home rather fast, even though it was like accidents. And of course, I didn't get a spot in front of my apartment because I wasn't here all day. Because the event I'm going to be at is going to be running kind of late, so like finding a cord that late is probably, like in a store, is not really ideal. Unless I finish this early and I can stop by a store, but I'm going to have to drive all the way to the other side of town. So we'll see about that. Okay. And then now we'll set everything. Because you're supposed to set your corrector. So I'm going to set in general, as well as my corrector, of course. Then my eyebrows are looking oily. And my lids, which I think they're set enough. I see this orange right there. But yeah, this is a good length for Saturday, since Saturday. So that was a good 10-15 minutes, and he still has not responded. I'm like, okay. So where I'm going, film, event. So the title of this one will probably be like, and back to one. If you're a filmmaker, you know what that means. Just gonna use that. So it's kind of like, okay, this is my year. I'm gonna do a little more film related things. I'm not gonna, necessarily stop doing makeup thingies, tutorials, or these videos. I say tutorials like hopefully you learn something. But I'm also gonna do some film stuff, the latest stuff. Hopefully my own type things. or help out with others. I know there's a 72-hour challenge, but I'm like, and actually I could, because I was going to work President's Day, but because of some requirements or issues or whatever, misunderstandings that were not explained like they should have been, I will not be working on President's Day weekend. So I might do my lashes class instead that weekend. Well, in general, I probably want to do it that weekend. But I won't be working that weekend. Overtime, basically. I see if this was Fenty. This is the Fenty Eaze Drop Blur. It's just a sample I still have. I still want to buy it, but they still have the old ones in the stores. Like all the Fenty Blur Stick, they definitely have new ones, but they still have old batches of the Fenty Blur, the liquid tint, whatever, in all the beauty stores. So that's what I'm like. So maybe if there's another sale, like a Fenty sale, I can get one directly from them, and it hopefully not be a old batch. So I don't want a batch that's like two years old. Like maybe a few months, which I doubt because they're focusing on the new one. But the new one supposedly is good for like dry skin. It's not good for combo oily skin. It's from what I've heard from people who have combo oily skin. So that's my hesitation on getting that one. Even though it seems to blur and everything work like the other one, it's just it's simpler and everything like that. But you know, when you wear it in the store, you're not wearing it long enough to see if it's going to then get oily or greasy, like some people have said. Okay. So let us concealer. We're using 2 concealers, Mented. Still fighting. Oh, let me push. Not that hurt. I pushed a little too hard. Okay. Before I do concealer, I'm gonna. This is too thick for me to try to do what I was just about to do. And y'all saw me wipe my eyelids, right? And you see how ugly they got again. It's not one of those people that put concealer on their eyelids because for oily eyelids and hydrating concealers, it's not gonna help with that. Even if I set it with powder, it's just easier to use a primer, a non-hydrating primer, which I used to use one by NYX for my brows, and then I realized that's very hydrating. I even had an extra one, and I'm like, you use it for my brows all the time, and I'm like, okay, that's probably why my lids were always, well, not my lids, but my eyebrows were always oily. I mean, they're still oily, but not like they were. So that's good for drier skin. Okay. So I'm gonna go like that. I'm just gonna put it right there because I realize I've been going all the way up. I really didn't need a dip again. I'm just gonna do a little right there. Got a package that I was gonna show y'all, but I might not get to it. That was at my door. And that was Juvia's Place. I Am Magic Mini Concealer. Oh, I got powder all over my freaking brush. Alright, I don't know what's on this. Go look there. It's just clean. It's just sometimes, even though you clean it like a lot, it's still a little tinted. The next wash, it'll be good. Oh. What time is it? Okay. And just makeup is therapy, you know. So that's why I'm also like, okay, let me just do some makeup. Which especially the day I had it, I need just relax. I could do a quick whatever in the bathroom, 17 minutes, not record, or record and then edit down. But standing, sometimes just sitting is better. I like to do my videos sitting. Okay, that looks like a better blend by drawing the darker on the outside. Because I'll be watching my videos and that line that's right there, it's like that line is always there regardless. Even though I'll be blending above it. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So it's about a 2-hour seminar. And I also get to see people I haven't seen in a while. Just like, why is it so far? I mean, it's literally 30 minutes, but it doesn't seem like 30 minutes because it's like on the other side. And hopefully, by the time traffic will be done, acting a fool. I said 30 or 37 minutes, so actually that's why I want to be done. Closer to 6-ish, 6:15 at the latest. And it's dark, so it's not like I'm doing any photos outside. And of course, hydrating. Juvia's Place is always very hydrating. And the other one is kind of a little mattish sometimes. So what I'm seeing right now, I can see the hydration from Juvia's Place. And the new Fenty concealer is supposed to be hydrating as well, because I guess nobody liked the old one. But they like the new one because it's hydrating. Because if I was to get that, it's almost like, they almost make you like get two. One to brighten, and then one that's you can spot conceal with. It's like if you do that, then why do I need to buy the actual foundation, what have you? Or unless you're spot concealing underneath before you put the foundation on, which people do when you have like a lighter skin tint moisturizer. Or you just want a light, no makeup day. Okay, yeah, I like that blend. Like I said, it's very moisturized, but I like that blend. Try to squeeze all the water out of this. I think Sundance. Yeah, Sundance is going on right now. Looks cold. I've never been to Sundance. I actually know somebody who lives in Salt Lake City. But if you haven't, I haven't seen this girl since maybe college. Like community college before I transferred up to Phoenix. So it's like, oh yeah, let's get together now. Stay at your place. I think she may have actually said that was okay. I don't remember. But I'm like, I haven't seen you in forever. And you're also gonna let me stay there while I go to Sundance. If I had like a movie there, okay, maybe, because it's like you need a place to stay. Okay, that was saying it was 6, so let's try 15 more minutes and be done. It's much more routine. It's not any different. And I'm still debating if I can do a video for book club, because some of the same products I'm using like I always use anyway, except for I'm using different foundation. Otherwise, everything else is going to be the same. Okay. Put that there. And let's do these edges. Yeah, because I can see that right there. But yeah, there's an accident on the way home, so I'm like, I got home pretty fast. Traffic wasn't bad, surprisingly, on a Wednesday. Oh, what was happening this weekend? Sunday, because I wasn't watching football because I did watch part of the games, but the Cowboys were out. I'm like, I don't really care till Super Bowl who's playing, and even then, I'm like, I'm watching for the commercials and Usher. So it's pretty much Usher's concerts and some football and some commercials. So I went to go get my, put that right there. Protein pancakes that I use for my meal plan, people. I realized I just put way too much on there. And I should have just used what was on my hand. Okay. Still, I just wiped it off, so that still happened. Okay. Until that took a little longer than I usually. Like, everything happens like over a course of an hour. But a lot happened. And so on the way back from the meal plan place, I need to wipe off my hand. I stopped by the kosher deli that I always see that's next to the bar I go to sometimes for trivia. And I think they said it was also a tandoori restaurant. And I'm like, excuse me? Kosher and tandoori? That's weird. So I go in there, try to explain to them what I was looking for schmaltz, what I was looking for. That did not work out. I'm gonna use the side of this. They didn't understand. And it's like they're speaking English, but I think still like culturally, whatever they do, they weren't understanding what I wanted. And so I was like, okay, well, thank you anyway. And they apologized, and I'm like, no, it's fine. And then I saw there was a kosher bakery next door, and I'm like, when did this start? So I went there. First thing I asked them was, how long y'all been here? They were like 7 months. I'm like, I ain't never seen this place ever. And I'm like, I've been to the bar next door. I've never seen this place ever. Maybe because I don't really look past the bar, other than there's another bar on the other side of the used to be kosher deli. But I was like, I've never seen this place ever. And I've never been to the other bar either, but I knew it existed. You see me grimace, that's because it's hitting my jaw. At this point, I'm kind of like not using pain meds since I went several hours today already. And so I went in there, I ended up getting a Myricks. I've seen it spelled different ways, so I'm going to say Boureka. And there might not be an O in there. I've seen it spelled different ways. Which is like kind of like a little pouch with, I guess one had sesame in it. I didn't want sesame because I can't eat with that. So I got the other one. I didn't know what it was, but I got the other one anyway. Turns out it's potatoes. So I guess normally it's supposed to have potatoes. There's potatoes and maybe some other stuff in there. I don't know what. It was good. I should have got 2 because it was good. But one was not filling me up. And while I was in there, I was like, okay, what happened to the deli? And so they tell me what I moved to. they're like, okay, they couldn't give me an address. They're like, this restaurant is across the street in the back. I'm like, okay. Once I figured out what restaurant they were talking about, I'm like, okay, I know exactly where that restaurant was. And then while I was in there, I ran into a guy, actually used to be my boss as well, but we were more colleagues, film colleagues. Like 15 plus years ago. I haven't seen this dude in 15 plus years. So probably me seeing him in a kosher bakery is crazy. Probably like probably didn't recognize me at first because probably like, she's bald. He's always seen me with hair. Actually, no, I had short hair once, but no, not bald. I was like, he looked exactly the same. You know, did a little hug or whatever. Turns out he owns the bar that I go to on occasion. I'm like, oh, okay, look at that. I'm like, small world, it really is. So that was cool. And then after that, I went to where the new deli went, supposedly, and I'm like, I only saw one car. I was not comfortable going into where this deli supposedly was. So I did not go in. But Imperial Market, which is a kosher deli and market, what have you. I went in there. I finally went in there. I've always wanted to go in there, so I finally went in there. And I'm sure they're like, who's this bald black woman in here? But I found the schmaltz I was looking for. And I was asking him about it. And he tells you, I don't know a lot about schmaltz. It was frozen. And I was telling him, like, do y'all have, like, fresh schmaltz? He goes, no, it's frozen, so it's frozen. He's like, what you do is you just let it frost a little, and you just scrape off what you need and put it back in the freezer. I'm like, oh, okay. That's what I ended up doing. So, reason for this, I made matcha ball soup because I've had the mix since Hanukkah. But I just couldn't get around making it. And I used the schmaltz instead of vegetable oil to make my matcha balls. And it turned out very well. And because it's being cold and rainy, that was perfect to go with that weather. Okay, put that there. And I pretty much blended this already, so I don't need to do that. And then put that over there. I'm gonna. And I have a sponge I was gonna use side. I keep forgetting to leave this part out so I can use it. So I'm supposed to go like that. So I use the bottom so I'm getting a lot. But then pat it on your hand instead. So Minna on YouTube and Insta, and I don't know if she does TikTok, was like pat it out first before you put it on your face. So instead of me always putting it on my face and then try to finger pat it out because you're now all that is on your hand. And then see, it's less crazy and it's gonna be less blending. So I appreciate that tip, Minna. She had some of her girlfriends in town and she was teaching them how to use different products, what have you. So I think she's done that before, but I particularly noticed that particular time. And I'm trying to leave this triangle. Don't go into the triangle because otherwise it draws your face down. I learned that from somebody else I was watching a video on. To not go within this distance right here. Especially for mature skin or older skin, even though I don't look 45, I'm 45. You know, my skin looks, people say my skin looks awesome. Still, I see the wrinkles. So I'm going to then flip over to where I did have the foundation and kind of go over it. So it's a little, also less intense. Okay. So that was the lesson for today. There's one lesson. Okay. And then, okay, now let's set this under eye. I'm really not wanting to have to go back into the office because it's in the opposite direction, of course, of where I'm going. But I need this cord. So I could probably get away with not using the cord for a few hours. But again, it's not ideal. Somebody else I could have asked, but he probably wouldn't have done it, or thought it was, I was just going to use this to blend. Professional to drop it off for me, even though he lives near me. So I didn't ask him. So I definitely don't think he would have felt comfortable. Okay. And so I set this under eye, which is looking good. Let us set the bronzer. I have to do it on my hand first. It's not raining, so it's just cold. And the book for book of the club, book club, it's a fast read. It's just I need to sit down and read it, and I will be finished by Friday. Since I'm not yet. So there's other times I've gone to book club and not been finished. Actually, there's twice. Ow, that hurt. This is a good book to be finished with. Then we're going to set and I'm using the brighter one because it's close to Primadonna, but still. Let me put the top on this Primadonna. Clean some things, but I want to clean everything, which I haven't done. I need to do. I should do that for the new year, but this days I'm just vegging instead. I need to do my eyeshadow. I was just using bronzer. I'm just using a very fluffy brush. Windshield wiper. I'm not doing any liner. Thought about it because I really like that Revlon liquid liner that I have now. But I don't need to do all that because, like I said, I'm kind of doing a light look, but put together look. And it's way too cold this morning for me to be doing makeup and going to work. And it just, yeah. Especially on a day I really didn't expect to last minute go in. It's like a week ahead of time. Yeah, it's different. Kind of. I'm trying to go up now. Like I said, sometimes I'm in office, sometimes I'm not. Oh, Butters in the Building. Watched the season finale of season 1. I know we're on season 4, 3, whatever. But I was like, I was really into it. But my mother called me and we were on the phone like before our Celebrity Jeopardy was on. And she was talking to me and you gotta talk to your mother. You gotta talk to your mother. So I was like, I'm not gonna hang out with her. I just put the captions on and listen to what she had to say. So, yeah. So what? It was good. It was good for now. I was like, okay, what's gonna happen and everything. And then I was like, okay, that ending. I was like, I didn't see that coming. But I'm like, okay. But there was a hint. I did. Who the killer was? I knew who the killer was. There's at one point I knew who the killer was. And I'm not gonna spoil it if you haven't seen it, because like I said, I just started watching it literally like 3 weeks ago. And they showed 3 episodes a week, and then last night was an hour finale because it's like 30 minutes long. Okay, that's enough. I can't see it. I'll see it later. And then I'm gonna just take a slight amount of blush. I'm gonna use the lighter pink. And just over the lid. I'm tapping on my tissue that's in front of me. Trying to see if that's my downstairs neighbors because he still be outside. It was raining the other day, and as soon as the rain stopped, he was out there on the phone. I'm like, it's cold and wet. That did not stop him at all. Okay. Spray everything. And then I'm going to take a different side. After I used a sponge to push everything in. At one, I have a bunch of sprays with this amount in it. This is why I'm trying to, so I have this bottle size, not that big, with that little bit of spray, and I'm like, I have a lot of little ones like that, and I'm like, I can just combine them. They all do different things. Some are very shiny, or hydrating looking. Some are very matte, so that's why it's like, combination. Like this is shiny one. I kind of wanted to add a little shine to it. Okay, so I did that, and usually I would do the fan, but since I did that, pushed it in, we'll just put the setting powder now. Just brush some of that off. Combat some of that shine. These eyelids on my eyebrows, I swear. Okay, let's go to lips. I'm leaving some of that moisture, but I'm putting some primer on. As much as left. I have another one that's partial. We're using Mented Cosmetic and Night. They're redoing their website. There's a maintenance thing on their website, which is good, since so many other items are sold out. I.e. concealers. You've heard my rant on concealer, so. So maybe they realized I just needed to go ahead and revamp. Versus being out of everything or showing things that are. Just that. And then we are using Say in Data, whatever. Because this is good with a kind of natural look. I do not like to wipe it off because it has the liner on it. Let's put that over there. What time is it? Okay, 6:20. So I definitely have to leave very, very shortly. And yeah, because mascara is the last thing I'm doing anyway, so. So we're using two mascaras. We're using YSL and Lash Clash. I can't see because it's small. So let's do that. It's one of my minis in the set I got for Christmas from Macy's. Okay. So. cell is supposed to be good. So yeah, look how that's looking. I was trying to get it from going on my lids, so I was trying to get it to dry first. And then we're going to use our usual Lancome, but for the bottom. This is what I learned. I will tag her at on Instagram what she said. Instead of running through the bottom lashes, just tap them, like tap them 3 times, however many times. That's what she said. I don't know if I really have any lids down there, or any lashes down there. I sure you probably can't see that. I'm gonna flip my thing so I can see better. So I'm just using this part. Again, hopefully you can see I'm not bending down too much. Okay, so there's a little there. And let's do the other one. It's hard not to run it through. And I'm looking at Lash Class myself. It is nice. I see some of my top lid. Well, no, right by. Sure, it doesn't take that long to dry, but wanted to make sure. Spoolie, just for the top lid. It's right by my lash line. I was trying to get the chunks off. Because I'm not putting liner on, I keep saying that. Okay. And then this. My eyebrows are so oily. And then, because a Q-tip. And then I'll do this real quick. To combat any shine that putting on. Nothing new on here. And then let's put the earrings on. And then, because I'm wearing this hoodie, and by the way, this is A3F, which was 24-hour. They usually do 24-hour, sometimes 48-hour challenges. 72 as well, because that's the one that people are doing in February. And so, because years ago, we got Best Director. I didn't direct, I produced. Second place for the short film All Over. Best Writing Award. Again, I didn't write it, I didn't direct it, but I helped put the team together and things like that. So I got one of these. This was 12 years ago. And they gave me a new one when my other one got sun, too much exposed. Basically in Arizona, you leave something in your car, it's going to change a different color because of the sun. So they gave me a new one. Okay, so I'm taking that, so I can wear that. So with that, I am ready to go and see about beginning this year, focusing on filmmaking. So, and see a bunch of my old colleagues and say hi, catch up. And, oh, I got a new dot card. So instead of using a business card like a paper one, which I have some of those, dot card is you kind of just put up your phone, all your contact information goes Android or iPhone. So that's gonna be great for tonight. Came in time, came in Monday. So we are just not getting to the package. So with that, everyone, have a good night.